This is AM 1220, KTLV, Midwest City, Oklahoma City.
The following is a paid program. The views and opinions expressed or products endorsed are not necessarily those of KTLV, its staff, or management.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and a happy good morning to you wherever you are. This is a Clara Luper radio show, and this show is being brought to you by your Allstate insurance agent. If it's insurance you need, call Merlin. The telephone number is 843-0811. Call Merlin for your insurance. And Merlin would like to take this time to say thank you because her region has come up as a number what in the nation, Calvin?
Merlin's region is the number one in the nation, but with her being in that region, I know that she's been a tremendous boost to the region's total overall outlook. But now I don't know how Merlin rates in the region or how she rates in the nation now, but maybe we'll find that out.
We'll have her to call us and
Well,
tell
let's
us.
call Merlin now. What's that phone number at the office?
843-0811. Her home telephone number is 427-8399. And certainly she's there because of you. Go on, Merlin. Well, today is certainly a big day, and as usual, I have promised you the best, and you will get the best today. This program is made possible by Mr. Robert Gates of Gates Barbershop, 2609 North Martin Luther King Avenue in Oklahoma City. You don't have to call and make an appointment. All you'll have to do is to go to Gates Barbershop. And while you're there, I want you to do me a favor. I want you to look at the uniqueness of Gates Barbershop. I want you to look at the pictures on the wall, which certainly are historical. Pictures of people like us. Go there to Gates Barbershop and get that haircut. So when you put on your Easter clothes, you will be looking good. It's time now to tell you that you can still get your groceries for Easter at Hometown IGA, located at 2001 Northeast 23rd Street in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. I would like to tell you that yesterday I had the opportunity to eat at Stales, and while I was there was a delegation in from Wichita, Kansas. And the lady said that every time we come through Oklahoma City, we drive by, we come to Stale's restaurant and eat. She has the best food. And I said, well, I'm going to Wichita, Kansas. I've been invited to be the Women's Day speaker in May. And tell me the name of a restaurant that you would recommend. And she thought for a minute and she said, I don't know. I said, well, I can recommend, and you go back to Wichita and tell all your friends that when they come to Oklahoma City, we have so many good restaurants, and you have had the experience. Because eating at Stale's restaurant is an experience in soul food, real soul food, a real experience. Located at 1100 Northeast 23rd Street in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Today's program is brought to you by my optometrist, Dr. A.L. Dial, located at 934 Northeast 8th Street in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Dr. A.L. Dial. The telephone number is 235-0536. You do have to call for an appointment. As we think about Easter, we think about something that's exciting, and I'm going to let you in on a secret. I have a young man here today to deliver my Easter message that you just can't afford to miss. This young man is really outstanding in this community. I never shall forget. He preached one of my relatives' funerals in Wewoka, Oklahoma. He is the proud and dedicated pastor of the East 6th Street Christian Church in Oklahoma City. And by now you know I'm talking about Reverend Edwards. Well, you'll get to hear him today. Not only that, you know that this program is made possible by Passion Home Health Care Incorporated. Passion Home Care Health. Wait a minute now. I want you to make sure you have it straight. Passion Home Health Care Incorporated in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Located at 3838 Northwest 36th Street in Suite 100. Now, what they will actually do, they will come in your home and take care of all of your needs. That's Passion Home Health Care Incorporated in Oklahoma City, located at 3838 Northwest 36th Street in Suite 100. Today I would like to congratulate Mr. Russell Perry, who is doing something to change the appearance of Northeast 23rd Street. I want you to go by. I want you to look at the parking lot. I want you to look at this building. While other people talking, Mr. Perry, Russell Perry, has touched the heart of our whole fight. The struggle for economic freedom, where we can not only sell, but we can come up to others. It's So Bizarre time in Oklahoma. Calvin, take it away.
Mom, I really must add to your compliments to Russell Perry. He's done a miracle, an expected miracle that had to be down there at 23rd and Prospect, and there at 23rd and Jordan. Way to go, Russell. Like to pat you on the back, give you your flowers while you're living too. But then it's definitely added to the beauty and to the whole sense of strength that should exist in our community, that it does exist in our community. But I'm looking forward to the Soul Bazaar 1995 myself. There at the Clarion Hotel, coming up Friday the 28th, also Saturday the 29th from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. with some exciting things going on, with some new exhibitors, that are coming in from across this state to show you and us their products. I'm looking forward to it, Mom. You know, and then the baby contest, the cake contest, the Soul Bazaar 1995. Way to go, way to go. And, you know, the theme is so important. You know, this Sunday and sometime during this weekend, a lot of people going to be running around searching for eggs of different kind, watching the bunny hop. But you haven't seen any hopping going on till you've seen the seriousness of this year's theme at the Soul Bazaar. Keep on hopping. And that theme goes so deep because it means that you're not only hopping just to get over some obstacles, but you're hopping to get around some obstacles. But then you're hopping to make your community a better place. Soul Bazaar 1995. What do you think about it, Mom? You have the list of exhibitors.
I'm really excited.
I know one exhibitor that made sure that said that if I don't say that they're going to be there at the Soul Bazaar 1995 at the Clarion, then I better not speak to them again. But I'll tell that name again, even though it has to do with hats.
Calvin, the Family Dollar Store will be there.
Family Dollar Store,
yes,
OG&E.
Haywood Hill, Ralph Ellison's Library, the Community Action Program, Rainbow Bread, Langston University, the Oklahoma City Police Department, the Oklahoma City Fire Department, Rose State, the Oklahoma Tourist Department, AT&T, Mrs. Wilma Ray with Mary Kay. Passion Care will be there. Tolliver's Alternative Care Center, Sister Rap, Allstate Insurance, NACP Youth Council, Maryland's Flowers, Miss Black, Oklahoma, KTLV, the Urban League, Concho Creations, the Katie Mae Collections, the Energy Zone, and Mr. Williams will be calling me in a few minutes.
Now, Mr. Williams is with the Energy Zone?
Energy Zone. Mr. Williams should call me here at 672-1220. UMAR Imports will be here. Cornerstone Creative Appeal will be here. Rainbow Baking Company. And one thing that's exciting is the fact that the Oklahoma State AFL-CIO will be there. Pam Taylor will be there with the Edgar Moore Skincare products. And I would like for Pam to call me at 672-1220. And any of you fabulous exhibitors may call me.
Mom, you know there's some exciting exhibits there. There's a young lady that will have that leather concho, and I had the opportunity to try that on. That is really a fantastic piece of clothing, and it's different, but it's so Oklahoma, you know, and it looks good and it feels good. But I can hardly wait till the Soul Bazaar because you're going to get some new ideas in fashion. You're going to see some original fashions that are just going to blow your mind, I promise you.
And some talent. For example, the Soul Bazaar has always served as an area, an arena where people can show their talent. I mean average people. I mean people like me. St. Luke's Academy will be there. The C.H. Academy, McGuire Plaza, the Lady Ruth Fashion Show.
Lady Ruth Fashion Show.
Yes, Lady Ruth be
Now,
there.
Mrs.
Baby.
Hunter, last week she said she was going to win that hopping contest. How she's going to be a part of the hopping and in the fashion?
Well,
Mrs. Hunter, how you going to do it? But you
Okay,
never
well,
cease
she's
to
going to
amaze
do
me.
it. The baby parade,
Anyway,
the
here I come,
page
Dean.
show, the coronation will take place, and then that Kenny Freeman show. Oh, Kenny Freeman show is going to be out of sight. Not only that, there will be a doll show. There will be Nancy Davis's fashion show. Maddie Dillard is ready to model for your talent show.
All right, I love that Maddie
okay,
Dillard show
Calvin,
too.
who we have?
Mom, we have so much going on, but what we're going to be telling you a lot more about is the Soul Bazaar 1995. But one of the exhibitors that you wanted to talk to is on the line.
Yes.
Mr. Williams.
Oh, Mr. Williams?
How are you doing this beautiful morning?
Doing great this morning.
All right. Say, man, you're going to be at the Soul Bazaar at the Clarion Hotel on the 28th and 29th of this month?
I'm going to be there with the Energy Zone.
Energy Zone.
Okay,
Energy Zone.
Calvin,
What does
you
that
don't
mean?
even know what the energy zone is.
I don't know, but
You
I'm
should
like
be
so
ashamed
many
of
of the-
yourself. What is the energy zone, sir?
Well, we're a black-owned health food store.
Okay.
Where are you located?
Okay, we've got one location in Midwest City. That's at 1612 South Midwest Boulevard. And our number there is 732
732
3644. Yes, 3644.
3644. Okay, now what will you be showing at your booth?
Okay, we're going to have several of our health food products. We're going to have a lot of brochures and pamphlets, and we will be giving out some free samples as well.
All right, now I understand, Mr. Williams, that you have products that will help people with arthritis and sugar and all of that. Tell me about that.
We've got all sorts of them. The one that we're biggest on right now is called Pycnogenol. About a year ago, in April last year, a lady, a sales representative from one of the companies, came to us and told us about this product. And this one product helped so many symptoms and conditions, we just couldn't believe that it could be true. But we went ahead and we tried it ourselves, and we had a lot of success with this Pycnogenol product. And as a matter of fact, it wasn't very long after we started carrying the product that a man came to our store. I call him Willie M., so as not to say exactly who he is. And Willie came in there. He had a very bad case of diabetes. In fact, he developed ulcers on the bottom of his feet, and his doctors were talking about amputating his foot. So...
Okay, turn your radio down for me just a minute.
Okay, it's actually off.
Well, I'm getting
Where are we
something
getting
else.
the feedback from?
Okay, but Calvin, wait. Okay, tell me about this man that came to you that had what now?
He had diabetes. He got ulcers on his feet from having diabetes, and his doctor was talking to him about amputating his foot. So I told him about the product, and he felt like he had nothing to lose. He was going to consult with his doctor at first, but he never did tell his doctor about it. He just started using the product and using the product. And every time he went back, his physical therapist would say, "Well, William, your ulcers are smaller. They're drying up. It's improving a lot." And he never would tell them what he was using. And it was on August 22nd that I got back in touch with him, almost exactly 4 months later, and he told me that his doctor gave him a completely clean bill of health. Instead of having his foot amputated, he was completely healed, and he was using this Pycnogenol for the whole 4 months, and that's all he was doing different.
That is really something. Let me go back over what you're saying. You're saying that this product will aid in eliminating some of the things that we are so afraid of, like sugar diabetes, arthritis, and what have you.
And there's about 60 to 80 diseases that are caused by free radical oxygen molecules. We're hearing a lot about free radicals and antioxidants. Well, Pycnogenol is an antioxidant, and it helps your body counter anywhere from 60 to 80 diseases that are caused by free radical oxygen molecules. It's the most powerful antioxidant known to man right now.
I know this is exciting news, and those of you that are coming to the Soul Bazaar, be sure and visit what booth now?
Okay, we're the Energy Zone. Right now we've got one store, and that's in Midwest City. at 1612 South Midwest Boulevard. And I'll give the number again, 732-3644. And we're getting ready to open up another store at 912 West Britain Road. That'll be open either next week or the week after. That's at 912 West Britain Road in the Ritz Mall.
I know that's good news. That is good news. I'm really proud of you. But you're a part of a family that certainly have seen the need to move on into to paths that no one else have followed. Your father was a proud minister. He was a priest. Father Williams of the what church?
Church of the Redeemer.
Church of the Redeemer. And your brother is a city councilman in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
That's right. We're proud of Joe.
Oh, we are proud of Joe. Joe would be one of my judges in the state pageant. Mr. Williams, I really thank you, and we'll be looking to see you at Soul Bazaar 95.
Soul Bazaar, 1995 at the Clarion Hotel. Now, I don't know Brother Williams' exhibit booth number, but I bet you can go in there and you'll be able to see the Energy Zone. Now, he's opening a new store, as he said, there on Britain Road, but then a perfect opportunity for you to see the product is there at the Soul Bazaar, 1995, the Clarion Hotel, this month, the 28th, the 29th.
Thank you so very kindly, Mr. Williams, for being my very distinguished guest today.
Okay, thank you. I'm really looking forward to being at the Soul Bazaar.
Okay.
Right.
We are selling catfish today from 11 o'clock until about 2. Those of you that would like some delicious catfish, come by Freedom Center, 2609 North Martin Luther King, and look at the bricks. The bricks are being placed on the wall. Calvin, have you seen Mr. Spriggs lay those bricks?
No, I didn't see him lay them. I saw what he's done with those bricks that were there, that were in a pile. And, you know, the NACP Youth Council has worked very hard for each and every one of those bricks, and it was just good
and the
to
people
see.
Have supported us.
Yeah, and the people have definitely been a part of it, but then it's so good to see Spriggs, someone that knows what he's
Charles
doing.
Spriggs.
Okay,
Charles
taking
Spriggs
care of
can lay
business.
bricks just like Stale can cook
Coconut
rolls.
cream pie.
Charles Spriggs can lay bricks just like your pastor can preach. Charles
All right,
Spriggs.
my dears.
All right. Charles Spriggs is a great one. And we need some help. I ask you for bricks, and I still need some bricks. And those of you that want to help, you want to be a part of that, then I would ask you to go on by Freedom Center today and leave your donation. Bricks we don't need but 9,000 more bricks. We miscounted. We just need 9,000 more bricks. And I know I'd have 9 friends out there that would give me 1 brick apiece, Calvin. You know what?
No, I don't.
Everybody loves Clara Luper.
Everybody loves Clara.
Some
Well,
people
you know,
love me
sometimes
so-
they
some
may
people-
love to hear you, but then I don't know.
Some people love me so much until they are right about
They're
me.
right about
but
you.
they
I'll
have
get it
nothing
today.
else to write about, so
Oh,
they
it must be
have
something.
to.
You really caused a lot of ink to be used on you. But you know, Mom, one thing they can't say about you is that you haven't tried to do something for this community, that you haven't tried to make this a better place. And so no matter what I read, no matter what I hear, I know that when they talking about my mom, if they trying to say something bad, they got the wrong lady involved there, because you've done so much to help so many that some of us have forgotten from whenceforth our help has come from. Before we'd even want to do something, you were there inspiring us.
Calvin, I need some help today, and I'm desperately in need of help. I want you to go by Freedom Center and leave your contribution on the bricks.
Now, where is Freedom Center?
2609
let's help some of our listening audience.
Okay,
here.
2609 North Martin Luther King Avenue.
In Oklahoma City.
Now, some of my best friends are white. I'm expecting Fannie Bates with all her information to come by and leave some bricks.
Well, Mom, let me go over this again. Freedom Center is located
at 2609 North Martin Luther King
in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma.
And Calvin, we have had so many distinguished guests that have been to Freedom Center. And today we will hear from Lovetta Hammonds and Extinction Home Economies, who brought a group of people to Freedom Center. And we will get in contact with her in just a minute. But I have a project that I need your help with. Now, Governor Keaton was talking about the east side, but I noticed that Governor Keaton did it from an egotistical standpoint because he talked about my son was playing out there with her. What about the other sons? Now, I want to tell the world that the east side of Oklahoma City is not the only place where people are getting killed. Pick up your newspaper. They are being killed all over town. That was out in Britain. I know somebody walked in the police station and killed someone. Don't let anybody fool you, and don't you talk your part of the city down. Talk it up. Talk about the beauty of the east side of Oklahoma City. Do what so many other people have done. Talked about their hometown, and I'm proud of the east side of Oklahoma City. I'm so proud of the east side until I'm launching a new program, and I need 100 volunteers. The name of this program is Project CYY. Clean Your Yard.
Clean your yard. Wait a minute, my Project CYY. Clean your yard. Now, does this project, this is not, I know, just limited to the east side, because I'm so tired of being pinpointed.
Well, I'm going to
told how bad I
pinpoint
am.
it for I'm going to say to the
Clean
east side,
your yard.
people talking about everything. Let's clean our yards. Some yards got beer cans in it. Some yards got old cars parked in it, with planks and things. And
You
other
say all
words,
that's against the law now.
but
huh?
I can't help what it is. Project Clean Your Yard. Now, I'm from Hoffman, Oklahoma, and I'm proud of my hometown. It's a beautiful town. We have bull nethers, we have frogs, and we have plenty of what you would call nothing. But our project is Project what?
Now, you said clean your yard. C-C-Y.
And I need you to work on a committee. What I need you to do.
C-Y-C.
C-
Clean your yard.
C-
C-Y-Y.
CYY.
CYY.
Clean your yard.
Let's
now,
get
let
it
me
right
tell you,
now. We're
I'm
gonna
going to
do
give
it.
you a prize.
A prize?
Yes. I'm going to have the opportunity in May to call the names of the 10 nastiest yards in Oklahoma City so people will know who you are. They know what you stand for.
See.
You're looking good when you walk out and your yards are in bad shape.
There you go.
Can you
There
hear me,
you
ladies?
go.
I'm going to be able to say, ladies and gentlemen, at this time I will announce the 10 nastiest yards in Oklahoma City. Now, I want you to serve on that committee. What you will have to do on the committee is just call me and give me the address of the yard.
Is this just front yard or backyard?
Oh, it's the whole thing.
The whole
People want
yard.
their yards clean.
Okay.
CYY. Clean your yards. I think that's terrific.
I think it's terrific too, Mom. You know, clean your yard. But I can understand now. I can understand why people always talk about you, because you come up with some of the weirdest things, but then it's
People
so
aren't
right.
talking about me. You just
Yeah,
try
look,
going out and talking about me. People think
I'm
you
not
crazy.
going to go out and talk about
People
you.
think you crazy.
But I know this
talking
is the
about me.
thing that is needed for this in
But
this community, because it might just help reinstill some of the pride that we should have in the east side.
Well,
But clean
we are-
your yard.
That's a
And in
project.
May,
Clean
if
your
my yard is not clean, I
I'ma
can
call
look forward
your
to.
name, and all of the people.
You won't
listen
tell
to
my
Clara.
address, will you? But you just tell my area. You're not going to tell them.
Sure, I'm going to tell your address because I want the city to come and see. I want the
Clean
people
your
to see
yard.
the people in Oklahoma City that have the nastiest, dirtiest yard. Now, one thing about it, next week is a big week for us because we will have ministers coming here from all over the United States. It's a simultaneous revival. For over 50 years, the ministers have led us through a religious, spiritual experience, the Baptist ministers. And we don't want anybody to come to Oklahoma City and say they saw a lot of dirty yards. Clean your yard. That's a project. Those of you that would like to help me on the project, you may even call out here. Call me at 672-1220 and tell me you want to be a part of Project CYY. Clean your yard. Now, I want you to do that because I don't want you to go to heaven. And when you get up there and the yards are all clean, everything is beautiful, and you will be uncomfortable. Clean your yard. Now, don't come to... What can you say about Clara Luper? The only thing you can say is Clara Luper is sponsoring a project, and the name of this project is...
CYY.
Clean
your yard.
Okay.
You know, you could really take that a lot further, though. Not only the yard, but while you're cleaning your yard, you can be doing a lot of other things to bring that pride back in the community.
You begin to think about your heart.
Okay.
You would clean your heart of hatred, of jealousy, of trying to pull somebody else down. It's a process. But someone told me something that I shall never forget. Say that if your environment determines how you think.
But what if you don't have a yard? What if you're unfortunate? I mean, not unfortunate, but what if you're staying in an apartment? Could you just kind of make your yard?
Oh, you can get
You
together
know,
and
get
say,
your
okay,
little
let's
flower
have.
box and decorate that
Oh,
up?
yes. Say, okay, what I'm going to do, we aren't going to be dirty people. Now, we might be poor, but we aren't going to be dirty because anybody can pick up cans and sticks and things in their yard. And I need 100 volunteers to help me with this project. Call me at 672-1220. The next project that we are working on, if you notice, we are bricking the south side, and we told you that was only temporarily. We are going to put some new people on the wall at Freedom Center. And I would like for you to call and tell me somebody that you feel have made a contribution. And I want you to do it because today I have something special for you. I have an Easter message for you. Remember, Project Clean Your Yard. Remember to go up to Freedom Center today and get you some good old catfish. Calvin, I would like to thank you. You're getting to be as good as CP.
Well, you know, it's a challenge to be able to compete with Mr. Wilson. You know, it's fun to compete with your teacher. You think you know it all, but every weekend, every time we have a chance to cook off, Mr. Wilson comes up with another better trick, and somebody say, that catfish is better than yours, Calvin. But I take it because I'm learning. You know, one thing I found about defeat is that I can learn from it, so I just take it in stride.
Well, Chancellor Shardina's located at 1643 Northeast 50th Street. Mrs. Gloria Matthews, I know, will be joining us in telling you to work on the Project Clean Your Yard. I know Johnson Shardina's located at 1643 Northeast 50th Street. The telephone number is 424-4656. Yes.
Clean your yard.
Clean your yard. We have with us today, and I'm really excited because this morning I had the opportunity to go out to the airport early this morning and pick up one of my favorite.
An executive board member of the NACP nationwide, one of the board members at large.
And Shelley came in from
Shelley
to be with
Oklahoma
City family for Easter. Shelley, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Shelley, I'm really fine, and I would like to welcome you home. Give me a report of what you have been doing.
I've been very busy working in the advertising department for Proline Corporation. And for those of you who are not familiar with it, it's hair care products company owned by Mr. Comer Cottrell, an African-American who has been very generous in his time with the community. In fact, he purchased the campus of Bishop College in order to relocate Paul Quinn there. So I enjoy working for a company such as Proline that's concerned about the community. The NAACP has kept me very busy. I attended my first official board meeting in February in New York City, where we elected a new chair for the board of directors, Mrs. Merle Evers-Williams, and she seems to be very focused and committed on getting the organization back on track and hitting some major issues that are affecting us, and her theme is let's stop fighting each other and fight the real enemies. I have, been very busy. I've been to different meetings and things in NAACP in the Dallas area. There's about 25 or 30 branches in the Dallas area, so I've been to several meetings and trying to get more active in the community in Dallas. I attended a regional conference a couple weekends ago in Tulsa of the Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, where I had the opportunity to meet with our national president, Dr. Eva L. Evans, and I spoke with her about partnerships with the organization and the NAACP. And she is very supportive and has promised a huge donation for the NAACP and has asked me if I would like to present it on behalf of the sorority. So I was very excited about that. And
have you been speaking anywhere?
Yes, I have. I had 3 speaking engagements last week in Irving and 2 in Dallas. And I will be leaving Friday to go to the University of Northern Iowa, where I will be participating on a panel and also speaking on the importance of minorities, young adults, and women in the political process. And I was the speaker at the luncheon at the regional conference of the NAACP in Las Cruces, New Mexico.
Okay, I do have an invitation here for you to go to New York City to speak there, and they are really excited
Utica.
about it. No, it's not New York City. What is it?
It's Utica, New York.
Utica, New York, to speak. That's quite exciting. I have one for Tyler, Texas, and quite interesting.
Yes, and also we're preparing for the next board meeting, which is in Baltimore the weekend of May 18th through 20th. So I've been very, very busy, and it's good to be back home in Oklahoma City and around my family and friends. And I haven't really seen anybody yet but Calvin and Mom. So I'm looking forward to seeing everyone.
Well, Shelley, you know, one thing I've been worried about since you moved to Dallas, and that is, you know, how are you adjusting to the difference in the Dallas community and the Oklahoma City community? Are you finding, I mean, what is the difference basically that you found? You know, because I know you love Oklahoma City. I know you love Langston University. But what are you thinking about Dallas right now?
I like Dallas. It's a lot to get used to, of course. I have to meet new people and find out what the community is all about. The black community is a lot larger than Oklahoma City's, and what's most interesting, I guess, is there's so many things to get involved in. As I mentioned before, there are like 20 or 30 NAACP branches. Then there's 20 or 30 youth councils, and I'm still trying to decide, well, do I join youth council or am I going to work with the branch? And I signed up to be a co-advisor for the North Dallas Youth Council, so that should take up a little bit of my time as well. So I think it's going to be a challenge. I got to attend a luncheon yesterday, and Mom, you don't know this, and it was at the Lowe's Anatole Hotel, which is one of the elite hotels in Dallas, and it was where the Leans Award, which is a prestigious community service award, was presented, and Mr. Cottrell was up for nomination for the award. It's given by the Junior League and Zales Jewelers and the Dallas Morning News. There were about 30 nominees, and of those, there were about 8 blacks. And the winner of the award turned out to be Stanley Marcus. I don't know if that name rings a bell. Neiman Marcus. So there was a lot of money in that room, so I was kind of in awe of the whole thing, but he was recognized for his work with the Dallas Symphony and other organizations that he was involved in.
Okay, I understand that you've been working with your cousin down there. What kind of business is he in?
And another question I want to ask her too, Mom, before I leave the room is about what has happened to her since she's been on the board of the NAACP, and how's she doing here in the state of Oklahoma, here in Region 6? What's happening in other regions that we need to know about? But all these questions, I'm just saying.
But I want her to tell us about her cousin,
We're going
Kenneth
to brag
Blue.
about Ken, too, but I want to know what about the NAACP involvement. I really want to ask the question if you've heard anything from the Oklahoma City NAACP inviting you back to the city to speak to them.
No, I haven't heard anything from Oklahoma City branch yet. I've been invited to all different regions, and of course our region is recognized, but my position is unique in that I don't represent a specific region. I was elected by the entire convention, so every region looks at me as
okay, how
their
did you
board
get
member.
nominated? How did you get on the ballot?
I was nominated at the national convention in front of one of the national meetings with the entire delegation. And at that time, I had a nomination speech and 2 seconding speeches, and then I was allowed to speak for 3 minutes, and delegates were able to listen to us, and the whole week there was intensive campaigning between the candidates, and the entire body voted. It's one position like that every year, and it's a 3-year term, and I was fortunate enough to win last year as the first youth to ever run for that seat. So
and
I
you
was
were
very proud of
elected
it.
by not one region,
But all 7 regions.
Shelley, we could go on talking to you, but we've got to get on. Bobby Battle? Hello, Bobby?
This is Jasmine. I like to welcome Shelley.
Oh, I hope I haven't missed Bobby. Well, if I have, he can call back. But anyway, I know people just lining up. Shelley, what do you think of my project?
I think it's a good idea. It really is a good idea. We need to take pride in our communities and take pride in our homes that we work so hard. I know being out for the first time on my own, I didn't really realize how much I missed not having a nice yard. Living in an apartment, you don't really have a yard. So it's important that we take care of our homes because it is a reflection of us. Our homes are our environment and reflects ourselves.
Okay, well, I need some volunteers. Call me, 672-1220. And if you don't call me, you know one thing? I'm going on anyhow. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right. Calvin, explain this to me.
All right. That is Mrs. Hammonds that's waiting to talk.
Mrs. Hammonds, I want to hear from Mrs.
Got
Hammonds.
a couple calls on the other lines.
And then tell them call and get all their
just hold
names.
on,
Okay,
we'll get them to
okay,
you.
Mrs. Hammonds.
Shelley.
Hello,
Hello.
Welcome home.
Mrs.
Hello?
Hammonds.
Hello.
Yes, I would like to thank you for visiting Freedom Center. I want you to tell me first about your position.
Okay, I am a home economist with Oklahoma State University Cooperative Extension Service. Probably to familiarize you with what the Extension Service does, we used to be called Home Demonstration Agents, but today we're called Extension Home Economists. And I work with the special federally funded program that teaches nutrition to limited income homemakers and adults.
Okay, now, I understand that you brought a delegation to Freedom Center. Tell me about it.
Yes, the delegation that I brought to Freedom Center on Tuesday were my co-workers from all over the state of Oklahoma. And the purpose of our visit was to familiarize them with African American culture. In their area, they are having difficulty getting African Americans to attend extension programs. So we thought if we exposed them to the various agencies and services provided by the African American community, they could go back to their counties and network with some of the similar agencies to get African Americans to attend extension programs.
Well, what was their reaction?
They were just mesmerized by Mrs. Luper's speech. The day was filled with activities. We started at the Urban League, and Mr. Leonard Benton told about the role of the Urban League, and then from there we moved to St. John Missionary Baptist Church, where Reverend Jemison talked about the role of the church in the life of African Americans. Kenneth Kilgore, minister of music at St. John, discussed black music, and Cynthia Williamson sung a song. Then we were entertained at Freedom Center by Mrs. Luper, and the group thought that Freedom Center presentation was the highlight of the trip. In the afternoon, we moved to Langston University, and we had greetings from Dr. Jean Manning talking about the role of African Americans in higher education and how Langston is meeting the needs of African American students. From there, we went to the Melvin B. Tolson Heritage Center for a tour of the black artifacts and history at Langston. And then we were entertained at the Cooperative Extension Services by Alice Davis and her extension staff, and learned a lot about the Kirkla de la Garza new goat research center that Langston is involved in.
Well, I would certainly like to take this opportunity to thank you and for pointing out to the people the highlights of what they have in Oklahoma City, because there are so many people that know nothing about what's happening in Oklahoma City, and I'm going to have to let you go, but thank you so very kindly.
Well, thank you.
Okay, bye-bye. Bobby? Hello, Bobby?
This is Jasmine. I'd like to welcome Shelley back, and happy Easter.
Jasmine.
Okay, Jasmine says hello. Okay, Jasmine, I want Bobby.
Hello?
How are you today?
Fine. Welcome home, Shelley.
Thanks.
We're wishing you a happy Easter weekend. I'd like to make it known that we're going to have an Easter egg hunt tomorrow at 17th and Martin Luther King in our park there on the corner. And we're asking all the young kids to come out, asking the families to bring out young kids. And also in the apartment complex such as Sooner Haven and Prince Hall, if they're short of some eggs, they can contact someone at Freedom Center, and we'll supply some whatever eggs we have left. We have quite a few eggs, real eggs, and canned eggs. We just want to try to make the young children a little happy
Bobby,
during this time.
Bobby, I want to know if you're going to serve on my committee. Project CYY. Are you going to serve on the committee?
I am. As soon as I get out here and clean up my backyard.
Well, you better clean it up because I'd hate to announce that you have won one. I'm going to even give a plaque to you so you'll know.
Definitely. And I think that's a good move because we do need, just like you said earlier, we might be poor, but we're not dirty people. And it doesn't take very much to help clean up the yard. And I have a young man that'll come by and help in a small manner because we only have one truck to help move some of the things that you might have in your yard that's too big to go in the dumpster.
Oh.
And they can call Freedom Center and leave their address, and we'll try and make it by to help move some of the things that has to be
Well, thank you so very kindly, Bobby, and I want you to stay by and listen because I have the Easter message right here on the table, just about ready for you. In the next 4 minutes, you will have the opportunity to hear one of our outstanding leaders. Calvin, how about my volunteers? Are they coming in?
Yes, Mom. There have been a couple calls about people volunteering, not only to help on the CYY project, but just to be a part of the Freedom Center projects there with the bricks. But, I'm looking forward to the Easter message now. I know that this has been a very difficult week for those of us in Oklahoma City. I don't know how it was anywhere else, but I know that our community has been rocked with tragedies. But I know that every time that there's a dark cloud, that somewhere there's a silver lining. And I have a feeling that today is right here on the Clara Luper radio show because I've been inspired in a way. Now I'm ready to have my spiritual needs fulfilled here on the Clara Luper radio show, live and in living color, KTLV. And you all out there listening, do me a favor. Instead of just calling that friend, calling that neighbor, just reach over and touch your kid, hug your mother, hug your brother, and invite them to be a part of today's Clara Luper radio show.
Some of the nominees that have been turned in to Freedom Center to be on the wall is Emily Freeman. Emily Freeman, that courageous black woman that had the nerve to sue the Board of Education in order that all teachers would receive the same salary. Another nominee has been Judge McDonald, who was the one that's responsible for getting Negro off the ballot. Calvin, did you know they used to have your name and then your race behind it? He's responsible. The next one is Freddie Stevens, who's a pioneer teacher in Oklahoma City and who has been outstanding by giving to the community, by sharing. Blanche and Norman, many of you remember Blanche's Restaurant, a life member of NACP and one who has worked long and hard. If you have a nominee, you better call us because you will see at Freedom Center, and Mrs. Hammond has told you about the different people of different races that are visiting Freedom Center so they can know what we have. In the meantime, you may call us at 672-1220. I would like to tell you about Johnson Shardina's Daycare Center. That's an educational center where you can get the things that you really need for your child. Give your child a head start, and a head start it means that you call 424-4656. Nancy Moore is out of the hospital and she's feeling fine this morning. Great. And I really thank God for that and thank God for all of you that have called and been so concerned. Give me a free hand, 3838 Northwest 36th Street, Suite 100 here in Oklahoma City. That telephone number is 946-8928. Calvin, I've waited a long time for this moment, because there are some things that we would like to share with all of you out in Radio Land. We have always tried to bring you the best. Let the people talk. We're going to give you the best because it's Easter time. And on Easter time, our thoughts turn to the cross and to the emptied grave. This is Easter time. I never shall forget the Easters that I have known. Easters where my mother and my father were alive and they looked forward to Easter. But my mother and father sleep now in yonder's grave. But the spirit that they instilled in my heart, which says, Clara, open doors of opportunities that others may hear. And it is in the spirit of my parents, and your parents, and those that love the word so much that I present to you our minister for today, Reverend Edwards.
Thank you, Ms. Luper. It's an honor and a pleasure to have for me to be on your show. I appreciate this. And I want to get on with the message here this morning, for there's a lot of work still to be done in our communities. I'll always kick this off with a prayer, but let us pray. Eternal God, we thank you for this day. We thank you for bringing us this far into the day, for we realize that there were some who woke up this morning and didn't make it this far, and we just pray that thy Holy Spirit will guide and direct us through this Easter season, and we thank you, Lord Jesus, for what you did on the cross for us, and we just pray that disobedient men will turn and become obedient, that our lives may be strengthened and renewed by what's already been done for us. Continue to love us in spite of ourselves, for it's in Christ's name and for his sake that we do these things. Amen. I'd like to call your attention to the scripture from the Gospel of Matthew. It'll be the 26th chapter, verses 14 through 16. And they read, Then one of the 12, who was called Judas Iscariot, went to the chief priest and said, What will you give me if I betray him to you? They paid him 30 pieces of silver, and from that moment he began to look for an opportunity to betray Jesus. And just for a few moments this morning, I'd like to speak to you on how much did you get to betray Jesus? And one of the things that we must begin to look at is in our cities here. For we know what Judas got. Judas got 30 pieces of silver, but we're wondering, how much did you get? And Jesus tells us, if any man would come after me, he must deny himself, take up his cross, and follow me. And we cannot in good conscience on these days say that we're all following Jesus, because there are examples all around us that we are not following our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, because the first thing we have to do is learn to love one another as he has loved us. The other part I want to speak to you on is Jesus said, Suffer little children to come unto me, and forbid them not, for such is the kingdom. And I'm wondering about that now, because I see Jesus being betrayed in our school systems. We are paying people salaries, not very good salaries, but these teachers have committed to teach these children. Our children are going in and out of these schools and coming out unable to read and write or even fill out an application for a job. And I'm telling you, when a Christian person takes a job like that and mistreats children on that level, that situation, our future looks mighty bad right now to all of us. In this nation that we call a Christian nation, when people cannot walk down the street safe anymore, when 25% of Afro-American men are locked up in jail, there's a virus called AIDS that is going around, and it's twice as bad for our people as it is for other people, because we're denying that it's happening in our communities, and large numbers of young black men are laying there in agony and pain with no one to care about them, no one to come and see them. And we deny that this disease is going on, and it's killing us in our own communities. When we have 25-year-old grandmothers in Oklahoma City, 25-year-old grandmothers in Oklahoma City, born right at University Hospital. With less than 3 months ago, we met a 25-year-old grandmother. When you have a 25-year-old grandmother, that child has no possible way to get better, because it is the grandparents who set the stability for us. But when grandparents still have to work 40 years before they can retire, those children are going to be left, and the only thing left for them is crime and punishment. My brothers and sisters, I ask you again, how much did you get for betraying Christ? But in spite of all the doom and gloom that I've given you, there's hope, because those who took from Christ were sorry that they did it. Judas took the 30 pieces of silver. He tried to give it back. What will you be trying to give back when your day comes? I ask you again, my brothers and sisters, take a close look and see, what did you get and how much did you get to betray Jesus? Because we cannot see what's going on in our neighborhoods and tell people we are God-fearing, loving people when we have people in our own church houses who won't even speak to each other. We have leaders in our churches setting up plotting against other people in the church. That is a demonic force, and it is going to destroy us. And I tell you, on this day, we're going to repent of these things, or we're going to perish. I tell you, my brothers and sisters, once again, how much did you get to betray Jesus? Thank you, Sister Luper.
Reverend Edwards, I was just relaxing. I was hoping that we could have some more, and that was so helpful. How much did you get to betray Jesus? What a message. What a message. I would like to say thanks, and I know you would like to, those on Radio Land would like to say thanks. And that's really something. How much did you get to betray Jesus? What a sermon. Thank you so very, very kindly. And I know you're calling in. The telephone number is 672-1220. Be sure and call. We want to know where you stand. It's Easter time, though. It's time for us once again to hear the songs, to listen to the sermon like you have listened this morning. And I do hope, on behalf of Gates Barbershop, Hometown IGA, Dr. A.L. Dial, Passion Home Health Care Incorporated, Allstate Insurance Company's agent in Maryland, Johnson's Jardina's number 1 at 1643 Northeast 50th Street, and Johnson's Jardina's 2611 North Martin Luther King, give me a free hand. I would like to thank you on behalf of Behold the Walls, the greatest book on civil rights that has been written by Clara Luper. I would like to thank you, those of you that will be buying catfish today at Freedom Center. I would like to remind you that whatever we have accomplished is because of you. You have helped us through the years. You have stood by us, and I would like to thank you. And I know one thing that I can tell you, that this morning we've heard a message. And if you hear the word and you don't react to it, it's nobody's fault but yours. Yes, you've heard the word this morning. And tomorrow as you go to your various churches, I want you to thank God that you had ears and that you could hear. I know I have someone on the line. Hello? Hello? I do hope I have everything right. Hello?
Happy Easter Day to you. This is Marilyn Hildred, and I'm just calling to say thanks for everything, and I want to wish your radio listening audience a happy Easter Day, to them and their families.
Okay, I want to know, where are you in the nation?
Oh, at the top.
At the top?
Yes.
Okay, where are you, number 1, 2, or 3?
I don't know yet. The final report is not in, but we're close. We're in the top 5.
You're in the top 5?
I just don't know yet because the official report is not in, thanks to you.
Where are you in the region?
In the top. The very top. None of the official reports are in yet.
Well, I apologize because I said you were in top 1.
Well, I hope. We're trying. I'm on my way to the office now, and I just wanted to say thanks, and I wanted to wish you and Calvin and your radio, Shelley, and your radio listening audience a happy Easter Day.
Well, thank you so very kindly, and we will be out for dinner tomorrow.
Oh, come on.
Okay.
Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, those kind of things I need. I know people hug you 1 minute and kiss you, won't even invite you to dinner.
Well, you're always invited here.
Well, thank you so
Bye-bye.
very kindly. Hello? Hello? I know I have that.
Hello there.
Yes, how are you, and happy
I'm
Easter.
the contract out with God and wrote one with America. I did the hopscotch on that one. Oh, that's good.
You did the hopscotch when Reverend Edwards said what?
Oh, cancel the contract out with God and wrote one with America. That man is tough.
He's tough.
Oh, he's too tough. And I tell you, I just enjoyed his message, talking about the children of today. And I think about, I know you're running out of time, how my mother, I'm blind. My mother used to take me down the street and said, there's Sister So-and-so sitting on the porch. I said, yes, ma'am. She said, why you think I told you that? I said, I don't know. She said, so you can speak to her. I said, good evening. She said, nah. And I'm glad she did it, because now I have friends. And, I learned that people didn't have to do nothing for you. They did it because they wanted to. And I like that.
Well, thank you so very kindly, and I know Reverend Edwards' heart is warm with those warm remarks.
And I love you, too.
Well, thank you for loving me.
And I'm looking forward to some more of that pink lemonade.
Okay. Well, you come on up there and bring some bricks.
Happy
Now, don't bring any bricks to throw at me. I want you to bring some bricks so you can see that Mr. Spriggs put those bricks on the wall.
What you say, and I know. Somebody can explain it to me.
Well, thank you so very kindly.
And I enjoyed you so
I'll be
much.
happy to do it. I would like to tell you all that the idea of Brick and Freedom Center was Knowledge Phillips' idea. And as she saw those first bricks go up, I saw her standing there crying and giving thanks to God.
Isn't she used to be a beautician?
Okay. As I look at the clock on the wall, I know that it's time for Clara Luper to say goodbye. I really hate to say goodbye to you because you're so sweet. And remember, I'm on your case, and if your yard make number one, it's the dirtiest yard in Oklahoma City, I'm going to tell everybody. Until Saturday, I have a call that I've got to get. Hello?
Hello, Mrs. Luper. I wanted to say hello to you and all those that's in radio land, and I wanted to wish them a happy Easter for tomorrow. But I, too, want to join your team on Clean Your Yard because there are a number of yards that definitely needs cleaning. And I want to say to the children, do not throw your trash in the streets. When you're walking up and down the street, don't throw your trash in the street so that they can help the neighbors keep their yards clean.
So you are one of my volunteers.
I'm one of your volunteers on
Project Clean Your Yard.
Right.
And if they don't, you're going to have to come out here and help me call the names and awards to the nastiest people in Oklahoma City.
But I'm sure so many people are going to clean their yards that I'm not going to have any names. I don't know what you're thinking. But I'm thinking so many yards are going to be clean that we will not have any to report.
Letty?
Yes.
If you're on my team, solicit 10 more. And who is your nominee on the wall?
Oh, my nominee, Ms. Lupe, I have so many, and I got to think of one that I'm going to really nominate. I haven't.
Will you vote for Emily Freeman?
Well, I sure would vote for
Freddie Stevens?
Emily of all the people. That would be my number one vote, and then I would start considering some others.
Okay, I'm looking at the clock on the wall, and I've got to go. Oh, I hate to say goodbye to you, but Calvin, do I have somebody else on the line? Well, I don't have time, but anyway, I know how excited you are about the Clara Luper radio show because you can say what you want to about Clara Luper. Keep on talking. Think about something else, but as you talk, we're going to be putting bricks up. Bye-bye, and I do love you, and happy Easter to all of you. Give me my flowers while I live, because when I die, you won't even get to read a resolution. Bye-bye, Clara Luper.
This is AM 1220, KTLV, Midwest City, Oklahoma City.